Okay, so second time's the charm, I guess. Today we are talking about the game Killer is Dead. I've recorded this video once before, but like an idiot, my computer is like really messed up. This is like a side tangent before we get into the whole meat and potatoes of the whole thing. My computer is like kind of garbage. Like it's a beat up laptop that I've had for like ever, and like the battery's screwed. And so if the power, like if it storms and the power goes off, my computer will die because it has to be plugged in at all times. So if the cord comes out, it's dead. I've lost everything. And like an idiot, that happened. And Audacity was open. I wasn't done editing the recording. I just had it sitting in there because I was going to edit the audio later. And so when I turned my computer back on, it said, do you want to recover these projects or whatever? And I, like an idiot, I thought, oh yeah, this is a video that I've already made and edited and fixed the audio for and saved. But no, I didn't do that. So that's why we're doing this again. So yeah. Today we're talking about Killer is Dead. So I'm gonna try to have this in like a structured format so that like it's organized and stuff. So let's get into it. So what is Killer is Dead? Killer is Dead is a hack and slash game developed by Grasshopper Manufacturing, aka Suda 51, and he is a weird guy. He's kind of a weird guy. I love his games because when his games are like good, they're like real good. But when they're not great, it's kind of a swing and a miss. You know, it's kind of a swing and a miss. And I do have to say, whenever it's a swing and a miss, you can certainly tell that there was an effort made and that he enjoyed what he was doing and that he put his soul into it. And Killer is Dead is no exception to that fact. So, yeah. So first off, let's go over the characters. Well, I guess this is the second thing. Yeah. The characters are Mondo, and Mondo is our main protagonist in the game. He's who you will be playing as over the course of the not so long game. So yeah, he's cool. I thought he was pretty cool. I really like his character design. I like his big old monster arm. I like that he has a katana. He kind of tells jokes sometimes, but it's kind of inconsistent because sometimes he's very like straightforward, all business, no play, kind of like that, like very much of that. But then sometimes he will like tell a whole bunch of jokes and then it's like they're funny, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's like very breakneck the way it switches up. And yeah, he's also a ladies man. He gets around. That song I Get Around by the Beach Boys, yeah, they wrote it about Mondo. Like he gets around. Like literally there's a whole mini game that I did not play that I saw footage of in the game that's not so advertiser friendly, even though I don't have ads on this video because I cannot monetize my channel because I have not matched that point in success yet. But anyway, yeah, it's you. Just look it up. Just look it up. It's an interesting experience to say the least. Just you just had to be there. Just had to be there. Anyway, the next character, which is sort of a sidekick, I guess, even though she's like hardly around. Her name is Mika, and she is I think they called her a secretary, even though she doesn't really answer the phone. She kind of accompanies Mondo's on most of his missions, and she's just kind of there. She's very much the stereotypical little sister anime archetype. Like, she's very, like, if you get what I'm saying. Like, she's very, big brother, oh my gosh, ah. Although there is a very funny point where she goes, because Mondo, a little fun fact about him is that he really likes hard-boiled. It's either soft-boiled or hard-boiled. I think it's soft-boiled eggs. And she goes, Mondo, your hard-boiled egg is ready. You better hurry up and eat it before it gets cold. And it was the weirdest, most jarring thing, and it was hilarious. But like, she's kind of around, but she doesn't really serve really any narrative purpose until sort of like the very end. And even that's kind of like glossed over a little bit. Yeah. So next is Brian. Brian is the boss, and he runs the agency because, Mondo's a hitman. Oh yeah, by the way, did I mention you play an assassin in this game? So you're just like assassinating people, and that's how the plot progresses. So yeah. Brian is the boss. He kind of just looks like Cyborg from Teen Titans if he took steroids. Like, he's like big and buff and all that, and I thought he was pretty cool. He doesn't do a whole lot in the story until like towards the very end again. But he's a pretty cool guy, Next we have Vivian, and Vivian is very interesting. Very, well, I think interesting is a stretch. She's very business savvy, and she's also very straightforward to the point. She is one character that does not tell any jokes, but she is pretty weird because occasionally she'll help you out in missions, and like it'll be very random. I don't know if it's like literally just like whenever the game feels like giving her to you, or whenever it thinks you're gonna have trouble or whatever, but she'll just like roll up on her bike and she'll have like 4,000 arms, and then she'll be like, hey, you can use some help, and then she grows 4,000 arms, and then like all of those 4,000 arms have like pistols, and she'll just like fire them out into the ether, and it's like real weird, real crazy, real wild, It's like kind of interesting, Now you have Moon River. Moon River, she's a weird one because it seems like she is set up to have like a huge role in the story, and while she is like the main reason why we figure out who the main bad and the big bad of this game is, she does nothing at all, really, at all. She like shows up twice, I think, during the entire story, and the way they set her up when she was first introduced, you think, oh wow, we're gonna get to know her, she's gonna, do stuff, and she's gonna be real important, and then she's not. So yeah. And then you have who is the main villain of this game again? Villain killer is dead. Who's the villain? This is not helpful to me in the slightest. He hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm on the verge of finding it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. I already, it hasn't even been a week since I beat this game, and I already forgot his name. David, is that his name? Is that her name? Yeah, David. He looks like a JoJo character, to be honest. He looks like he's straight out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which I really like his design. I kind of don't really like it at all when he's wearing a jacket, because it kind of throws the entire design off, but that's just me. Who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. But he's like your big villain. He's kind of just cheeky. He's kind of shady, kind of mean, sort of, in a way. But he's a fun time. I liked him, kind of, Alright, next we're going to talk about the story and the tone. Now, the tone of this game, again, like I said with Mondo, it's very tonally inconsistent, because sometimes it'll be super dark, very serious, no jokes to be had, and then sometimes it'll go just full wacko mode. And I think the game is truly at its best when it decides, okay, we're gonna be stupid and wild and wacky and nonsensical. I think the chaos is when the game fully thrives tonally, most definitely. Now, the story is an interesting one, because although I beat the entire thing, I'm not quite sure what the story was, because to be honest, and if you've played the game, or if you've watched a playthrough of it, which I definitely implore you to do, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be honest. it's very all over the place, and the story doesn't even seem to like be connected. They're also in episodes, which is odd, which even further adds to like the feeling of separation between the missions and the lack of like connectivity. It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird, and I don't know why it's like that. Like, the story doesn't even fully feel like it's like a consistent narrative experience until like the very next to last missions. Like until the very end. No. But like, the story is that people are monsters and you have to execute them, and that's the only thing that really made sense to me throughout my entire playthrough, if I'm being completely honest with you. Next is the gameplay. Now, like I said in the beginning, it is a hack and slash adventure. Like, it's very much a hack and slash adventure. Like, you know, it's just that. It's a hack and slash adventure. It's very interesting because for a hack and slash adventure, it pretty much only has like, it doesn't have any heavy attacks or anything like that. It just has attacks, you know, and sometimes if you're lucky, they'll let you upgrade it to where it'll create a combo. But like, I don't think I ever really got a feel for that aspect. It's like, and also dodging attacks, real wild, real hard to do. You have to really get a feel for that. Like, you have to get accustomed to that. And on the surface, I will say this: if you're thinking of picking up this game, which I don't know, why not? If you're looking for a weird time, do it, I guess. I mean, I would wait till it was on sale, even though I didn't buy it when it was on sale, even though I waited like a year for it to go on sale, and then it never did. And then as soon as I bought it, suddenly the next week, oh, would you look at that, it's on sale. But that's another thing. That's an entirely different thing. The gameplay, it's like very like hack and slashy. Like, you have X is your primary attack, and then Y allows you to throw your opponents off balance. Like, if they're guarded, like if they have shields or swords, it allows you to knock them off balance, so you have a quick little moment to attack them. You also have like a gun that takes up blood. Blood is like a mechanic in the thing. Blood is something that's interesting because it's a resource that, like, if you run out, you can't like use your arm cannon thing, and you can't do a whole lot of stuff, and it's weird. One thing I will also say is the UI is remarkably confusing. At least it was for me. Like, your health bar is like a bunch of blue jewels, and then the blood is like another meter, and I thought for the longest time that the blood was like my actual health resource, and it took me a while to figure out that that was not the case. So there's that. It's like very samey, but the game is short, just short enough to where you won't get bored. Like, it's like very short. Like, if you dedicated you don't even have to dedicate an entire game to it. Like, an entire day to it. Like, you could beat it in like a couple hours. Like, it's very short. Like, very short. So yeah, I will also say the soundtrack is amazing. Like, from what I listen to, because I don't know if anyone else is like me, but I don't particularly enjoy listening. Well, it's not that I don't enjoy listening to the soundtrack. It's that I would much rather listen to like a YouTube video in the background while I'm playing a game, like a commentary video or something like that, a storytime, Reddit, whatever it is. I prefer to do that while I play my games. I don't know, I've always been like that. I just enjoy it more like that. So, but when I was listening to the soundtrack, when I wasn't, I had an amazing time listening to it. It was so much friggin' fun to listen to. Like, just listen to it. Just go look up the OST on YouTube, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe and a half, honestly. Yeah. So next, which is the final thing I'm going to be talking about, is my favorite mission. My favorite mission, and this I just really wanted to highlight this because, oh, before I get here, I'm getting ahead of myself. I will say this. If you are someone who is very story driven, I should have said this during the story portion. I apologize that I didn't. If you are someone that prioritizes story over everything else, and like a bad story or an inconsistent story or like story issues will throw you, this is not for you. But if you're like me and you love story, but you're mainly like an aesthetics person, because the aesthetics and the graphics are chef's kiss, like it's a game that will hold up because of how defined and so unique the stylization of the game is. It will hold up for a while. For a game that came out almost 10 years ago, it holds up remarkably well, especially for an Xbox 360 title. It looks freaking insane. And like I said, if you are someone that can just like turn your brain off and you're just gonna experience it, that's what you should do. That's what you need to do. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me when I was playing it for like the first couple missions, and you're gonna be like, okay, what is this? I'm not having a fun time. But if you can just turn your brain off, it'll be cool. It'll be a vibe, you know? But my favorite mission is like, it's towards the very end of the game, and what it is also, sorry for my squeaky and creaky chair. Sorry about it. It takes place on a train station, sort of. Well, not a train station, but like a train itself. And this train is like going towards Russia, and it's like alive, and you have to like destroy it. It is wild. And I will say that mission was the most fun I had during the entire game. It was such a fun time. Like, this is what I was talking about. This mission was what I was specifically talking about when I said, when it gets wacky, weird, and wild, that's when it's at its best. And the snow train thing mission is perfect proof of that. Like, it was so much fun, except for when I had to use a turret and shoot the other train. That was not fun. That went on for too long, and it wasn't effective, and I did not like it. But aside from that, I just had a great time. The game overall, I think when I review, because I guess even though this game came out like ages ago, I guess this is kind of a review, overview, retrospective sort of type deal. Overall, I think I would give this game a 7.5 out of 10, because it's right there. Like, it's right on the cusp of being great. It's certainly a very good game most of the time. Most of the time I enjoyed it. Well, enjoyed is a very interesting way to phrase that. I would say that I did not enjoy it. That's how I feel. I didn't not enjoy it. I didn't particularly love it and enjoy it the most out of everything I played, but I did not hate it. I didn't not hate it. So I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. And yeah, that's it. Like, I think some of its biggest issues is you didn't have time to, like, you know, get to know the characters and really form attachments to them, because I think if we had, I think it would have been golden, because like, just we learned very surface level things about the characters, and I think if we had gotten deeper into the characters' backstories, their lives, how they feel, what they're like, I think those characters could have truly become iconic to me, in my opinion. But that's just my thing. But overall, I think it's a pretty good game. If it's on sale, I definitely recommend picking it up. Or if you're buying at a second-hand games place or like a pawn shop and you see it, for sure, pick it up. Why not? I don't recommend like spending like $200 for it, because if somebody's like trying to charge you that much, don't do it, because it is certainly not worth that much money. But I thought it was a pretty fun time. Tell me what you've thought if you've played it. If you've watched someone play it, or you yourself have played it, or you're thinking of getting it, tell me about it in the comments. I always am sure to respond to whenever you guys try to talk to me and all that jazz. I really enjoy it. Like the video, comment, because engagement, it tells YouTube that you're enjoying my stuff. And if you support me enough, maybe, just maybe, I won't have to be employed to a 9-to-5, because I do not want that. But having said that, I've had so much fun rambling and talking and being all over the place about this. So yeah, I'm head out now. Peace!